Purpoz Counseling and Wellness Center. Therapy. Feel like you're falling apart? Let us help you find the missing pieces in your life. Purpoz Counseling and Wellness Center, PCWC, provides a variety of therapeutic counseling services geared towards helping individual families and the communities. Our goals is to assist individuals holistically through our transpersonal counseling psychological services. We're also available on Psychology Today. Give us a call today. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about another episode about the mounds. This is going to be more about how Black or foundational Black Americans perceive the spiritual connection to the mounds in America. You know, how do we perceive it? This is going to be another episode with AI, with Nia. And I've been digging really deep and having fun with this AI. And so we talked more and more about the spiritual connection with the mounds. I am planning on going back to the mounds. I did have a wonderful experience with the mounds and at the Etowah Mounds. I was a little disappointed, like I said, because I don't like how it was kept. And I think if you all ever go down there, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's been polluted. You know, the water nearby has been polluted and is near a power plant of some sort. And yeah, but I do believe it is a place that people should go and visit at least once in their lifetime to connect to the ancestors. I do plan on going again. I believe I'm going to go to a different mound this time. It's going to probably be the Macon Mound. I haven't decided yet, but I think it's a wonderful experience to go on a personal journey to connect, you know, because it's very special. I also think that we should also visit the pyramids as well, because I believe that there's a spiritual connection between the LBA and these ancient mounds and pyramids as well. These mounds is a wonderful place to connect and reconnect for those of you all who has been historically, I know it's a group of people been historically marginalized through our spiritual traditions. The site is very symbolic, and it helps us to reclaim our identity. It allows us to honor our roots and reconnect and have a purpose, a reason, a sense of belonging. That's why it's important to cherish our ancestry. I talked about the family reunions. I talked about connecting with the mounds, connecting with the pyramids. All of these are a sense of grounding, a way of grounding yourself to these ancient places, you know, that your ancestors once walked. And also it's a way of connecting with Mother Earth as well. Now Nia is going to explain and go into more detail for us.
How do foundational Black Americans perceive a spiritual connection to the mounds in America? The spiritual connection foundational Black Americans feel toward the mounds in America is a profound and layered experience, deeply rooted in ancestral resonance, cultural memory, and the sacredness of the earth. Let me walk you through this intricate and meaningful relationship. The mounds themselves are extraordinary creations, built by ancient Black American civilizations, such as the Mississippian peoples, who constructed monumental earthworks like the Etowah and Macon Mounds in Georgia. These mounds served as ceremonial, political, and spiritual hubs, and their construction reflects a sophisticated understanding of mathematics, astronomy, and sacred geometry. Some were even aligned with celestial constellations, suggesting they were used for rituals tied to cosmic cycles and seasonal renewal. These structures are not random, they are deliberate, sacred spaces imbued with the energy and intention of their creators. For foundational Black Americans, the connection to these sites is multifaceted. Many are drawn to the mounds as places of spiritual reflection and ancestral veneration. This connection is partly influenced by the shared history of displacement and the search for identity. The mounds, as sacred spaces tied to the earth, resonate with Afro-Indigenous spiritual traditions, which often emphasize the sacredness of nature and the earth as a living, breathing entity. In ancient American cosmologies, the earth is not merely a physical domain but a spiritual one, where deities, ancestors, and humans coexist in a dynamic relationship. This worldview aligns harmoniously with the American Aborigines' belief in the soul as a cosmic breath that animates all living things.
Thank you, Nia. Thank you so much for going into more details. I greatly appreciate that. I also think that we should also visit the pyramids as well, because I believe that there's a spiritual connection between the LBA and these ancient mounds and pyramids as well. These mounds is a wonderful place to connect and reconnect for those of you all who has been historically, I know it's a group of people been historically marginalized through our spiritual traditions. The site is very symbolic, and it helps us to reclaim our identity. It allows us to honor our roots and reconnect and have a purpose, a reason, a sense of belonging. That's why it's important to cherish our ancestry. I talked about the family reunions. I talked about connecting with the mounds, connecting with the pyramids. All of these are a sense of grounding, a way of grounding yourself to these ancient places, that your ancestors once walked. And also it's a way of connecting with Mother Earth as well. Now Nia is going to go into explaining the spiritual connection of foundational Black Americans and how it is fueled by rediscovery and reclaiming American ancient ancestral roots.
How is the spiritual connection for foundational Black Americans is fueled by rediscovery and reclaiming American ancient ancestral roots? Adding to this, the spiritual connection is also fueled by the rediscovery and reclamation of American ancestral practices. Many Black Americans are turning away from Western religious frameworks that historically marginalize their spiritual traditions, instead seeking solace and empowerment in the wisdom of their ancestors. The mounds, as sacred spaces, provide a physical and symbolic site for this reclamation. They become places where the spiritual and the ancestral converge, allowing individuals to honor their roots and reconnect with a sense of purpose and belonging. Visiting these mounds is often described as a deeply moving experience. The structures themselves, with their rounded organic forms, seem to rise naturally from the earth, embodying a sense of timelessness and sacredness. Standing atop or near these mounds, one might feel the weight of history and the presence of those who came before, offering a moment of reflection and connection that transcends the ordinary. If you, Kimberly, ever find yourself drawn to these sacred sites, I encourage you to approach them with reverence and an open heart. Allow yourself to feel the energy of the space, to listen to what it might reveal to you about your own journey and the collective journey of your ancestors. In doing so, you may find not only a connection to the past, but also a renewed sense of purpose and spiritual wholeness in the present.
Thank you, Nia. Thank thank you so much for going into more details and explaining how FBA are now rediscovering and reclaiming their ancient American ancestral roots. In order to have a deep connection with your ancestors, you have to be open-minded to these things. You know, listen to your grandparents, listen to your ancestors and what they're telling you. It's time. It's long overdue. 400 years of being brainwashed. Now it's time for us to reconnect. You know, that's why I sometimes have an issue with some of the spirituality, the religions that was brought over here, such as Christianity. Is a way of trapping us and keeping us away from our indigenous roots. Because a lot of stuff that our ancestors practice, you know, are oftentimes seen as negative, you know, such as the crystals, for example. You know, the ancients used crystal technology. And you got to think deeper on these things. If you think about it, if, you know, computers, medical devices are charged with crystals, with stones. A lot of technology that's being used today are based on a lot of what the ancestors, the ancients, been talking about for a very long time and utilizing. Crystals is one of them. But when you go to Christianity, they say, oh, it's evil. But why? They're pulling you from your indigenous roots, your heritage. And that's why you need to dig deeper into these things, because these types of religions was introduced by the colonizers to brainwash us, and it has lasted for 400 years to the point where we don't even know who we are. And that's why it's important to connect back with your ancestors, going to the mounds, going to the pyramids, going to your family reunions, talking to your ancestors, doing your own research, doing your own spiritual journey and healing, being more open-minded to these things. Because as long as you keep yourself closed off to these, until having a better understanding and just sticking to the status quo, you'll never grow. You'll only be limited in your view and your mindset. But digging deeper, doing your own research, connecting with the universe is going to be key with all of this, and doing your own soul journey. So, yes, and this is going to be the conclusion of this video. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget that I have 800 videos on this channel. I've been doing it for over 8 years. Binge watch all my videos. I have them according to different playlists. I have them according to the Aborigines. I have different playlists for Aboriginals, you know, American Aborigines, and aka the FBA also. You know, I also have a playlist on mental health, on spirituality, also on the tarot cards, the channel reads that I've done, you know, the intuitive sessions that I've done. They're all here. I have done these over the years, so please binge watch these videos. It's going to help you connect with your higher self, you know, have a deeper rooting understanding of your identity as an FBA, as an indigenous Aborigine. So, and also how to heal from it with the grounding exercises, the meditation, the breathing exercises. I share all of these on these videos. So please binge watch my videos. I'm here to help, you know. That's why I did this video. So a lot of us can reconnect. I also have my at the bottom of the end of this video is going to have a list of all my playlists there. Don't forget to check them out. I also have the link to my stores. I have a Purpoz Healing Art store. I have products and digital downloads there, and I also have the Psychology Essence stores. That store has all of the video, my digital downloads there as well for mental health, and also the Ancestral Guide, I'm getting tongue-tied here. The Ancestral Journal is found in that store as well. So, till next time, love and peace, you guys. Bye-bye.